Right, we're looking at the suspense account adjustment in the 2012 paper. The question has the suspense account incorporated in the salaries and general expenses account, and it tells us that the suspense account arises as a result of the incorrect figure for 4 months debenture interest and discounts allowed of 450 entered only in the discounts account. So we've got to look at that. We'll break it up into its two parts. Firstly, the debenture interest. The full year's debenture interest in this question would be 9% of 180,000, which would be 16,200. And 4 months would be a third of that. So that would be 5,400. So they paid 5,400, so they would have credited the bank with 5,400, and in error they debited the debenture interest with 5,600. So we've got 5,600 up here. That should be only 5,400. So I've got to reduce the 5,600 by 200. Now this is a debit entry in your trial balance, and when I'm reducing it by 200, what I'm doing really is I'm crediting this account with 200. So I must finish the double entry for that in the suspense account. So if I'm crediting this account with 200, I must go and debit the suspense account. Now the suspense is hidden in salaries and general expenses, and that's a debit balance here. So if I'm going to debit this again, it means plus 200. I carry on then to do the remainder of the debenture interest. For example, the 10,800 that's due, plus 10,800, so that the correct 16,200 will go into our profit and loss account as an expense, and the unpaid portion of that, the 10,800, will be a current liability in the balance sheet. But back to the suspense account error. The second part of the error relates to €450 discounts allowed, entered only in the discounts account. So the discounts are okay, but you allow discounts to debtors. So we've omitted a discount allowed of 450 in the calculation of debtors. So in fact the debtors don't owe us 98,400, they owe us €450 less. Now this subtraction of 450 from debtors being a debit balance, that's actually a credit entry in your debtors control account. So to finish that double entry, if that's a credit entry, I must go and debit the suspense account, which, as we said already, has a debit balance in the trial balance, and I must debit it again. So again, it's an addition of 450. The effect of that now is that it has reduced our debtors. There are probably other adjustments coming to debtors in this question, so I won't close that off. But our salaries and general expenses now have been reduced, or have been increased by 650.